I call upon Vidar. He's the director from Zennio, and that's our final case study. Well, we have many others who will be sharing case study, but this is the case study session. All right.
Good morning. I'm Vidar Thomassen. I'm the UK director of, or the director of the UK entity of Zennio, and Zennio is a manufacturer of hardware and software solutions for buildings, any buildings, but also hospitality. In fact, we are one of the world-leading suppliers of guest room automation with a portfolio of more than 100,000 rooms worldwide. Everything from 10 bedrooms to 4,000 bedroom hotels. What we do is to try and help you achieve sustainability. We try to reduce energy consumption. Not try, we are achieving it, and that's what I'm going to show you here. There's a few things to be aware of. Energy use and intensity, which is the measure of a building's annual energy consumption per square meter, which is kilowatt per hour per square meter per year. And the lower you can get, the more energy efficient you are, and of course the less expense you have, and it helps to improve your bottom line. Nearly zero emission building, which is a definition set by the EU and also the UK government now, and it refers to buildings with very high energy efficient performance using minimal energy, preferably from renewable sources, in order to achieve net zero. Now, I will add to that what people tend to forget is that 90% of a building's carbon emission or energy usage is actually during its operational period. It's not the build. The build of the building only stands for 10% of its energy consumption through its lifetime. So the biggest impact you all in this room can have is reducing your operational energy consumptions. And by far the biggest culprit is HVAC, which stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. That is 60 to 70%, and this is universal. This is all over the place and anywhere in the world. And you know, we can talk about lighting, but you see lighting is only 10%. And of course it helps to do something with it, but the biggest impact is 100% for sure on the HVAC element of the room and your common areas and restaurants or whatever it might be. So this is a case study from an actual hotel which in Spain, which is fitted with a Zennio guest room automation or management system, where we are comparing the actual energy consumption on this particular project and compare it to the industry standards or the average numbers, which is you know, hotels in Spain are consuming. This is real data from a year, and it's single rooms and double rooms, 20 and 28 square meters, so it's relatively big rooms. And we monitor heating and cooling, we monitor electricity consumption, and we monitor water consumption. And consumption reduction without occupancy and presence. And these are the real data for electrical consumption. You can see there are differences between some rooms, but that of course depends on occupancy percentage and how guests in the room use the room and so on and so forth. So that's why you will get some differences. Same thing with heating consumption and cooling consumption. Now, of course, this depends where you are in the world. You know, in the UK, heating will be a greater part than cooling. In Spain, cooling is bigger than heating, and so on and so forth. But later on, I will show you some numbers that we are in fact consuming more energy per square meter in the UK than we do, for example, in Spain. And you wouldn't maybe think that, but I think it has to do with a lot of buildings is quite old and not so energy efficient. Again, this is heating consumption for various room times, per kilowatt per hour per year. So now we have conducted it into kilowatt per hour per year in order to compare it to the industry standards. So we had the room 2127 was the room with the lowest energy consumption, and room 3109 was the room with the highest energy consumption. So we then took an average between highest and lowest in order to get to a sensible number. And here you can see the different mix, and again you can see that cooling, because we are talking about Spain, in the UK or Scandinavia, then heating will be bigger than cooling, and so on and so forth. And we now are, the lowest room had 72 kilowatt hours per square meter per year, and the highest room had 121. And above you can see the table, which is the industry standard, is the accepted numbers for the energy consumption per square meter per year in a hotel in Croatia, France, Greece, Italy, Romania. Spain is actually 240, and Sweden is as high as 520 because it's a lot colder. And the UK is around 340. And compared to the average standard, the lowest room actually achieved an energy saving of 70%, and the highest room 49%. So you can see the differences are eye-watering, and the potential for energy saving, and of course the sustainability and your hotel sustainability efforts are significant. These numbers, and I showed you in the first slide what has to be achieved, and the number which has to be achieved in order to be anywhere regarded as net zero is around 70. So it basically tells you there is absolutely no way you are going to achieve that with without implementing some sort of technology in order to control what happens in the rooms, and not leaving it to guests and people to decide. This is just some of the hotels. We work with several of these hotels. We are a part of the brand standard. In fact, our first hotel, which was 12, 13 years ago, was ME London, which is 1 minute walk away from here. But we work with, and there are several which is not on this list. We have there are 6 Senses, which is ISG. We have done 3 or 4 6 Senses the last 18 months, done on the Iberian Peninsula. So there's more to it than this. This is just to show you what is achievable, what is actually hard numbers, what can be achieved. How we do it is, of course, a totally different manner, and we don't have time in these 10 minutes to touch upon that. And if somebody wants to know, come by, and we will show you what we do and how we achieve these numbers. But the fact of the matter is, with the energy prices, which is not going to reduce. If anyone think that they are living in cloud cuckoo land, I'm afraid that's the case. And if you can achieve a 50 or 60% reduction in your energy cost, that's going to have a significant impact on your bottom line. As you all know what you're paying for your energy for your hotel, so make the calculation yourself, and then you will see that the ROI is one of the best investments you can do. And in addition, you are helping the planet. Just to give you another example, throughout the 100,000 hotel rooms which we now have completed worldwide, the reduction in CO2 emission is about 500,000 metric tons. So again, it's a significant number. And now we are comparing to how many of you traditionally operate a hotel. So we are talking about, as I say, significant numbers, not just for your bottom line, but also for the environment. That's it.
Thank you, Vidar. It was very sustainable. Who doesn't like less energy cost? But I think what we got out of your session is how do we, reduce the carbon emission, and what's the journey like? So that